Greetings, everyone. Just I don't want to say getting started because I've already I've been active this morning with laser cutting and everything, and so I thought now is a good time to go live and share with everyone the joy of working on 3D prints and laser cutting and new orders and VSS and all those other things. And so basically having fun today. So so today it's a very busy day, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of entertaining or talking or stuff like that. There's a lot of things that I'm working on to set up. I'm working on the VSS. At the same time, I'm working on orders going on right now, and I got these things going on, and I got laser cutting going on in the next room. So it's a big juggle that I'm doing right now. So you'll see me going back and forth and doing things on other windows, things like that. So, but it's going to be fast paced. So some of those windows I'm not going to be showing or sharing because I'm going from one to the other. So by the time I get set up on one, I'm switching to the other. So, anyways, so today I also have a couple orders I'm finishing up, and I'm doing some laser cuts for that also. I'm going to start the laser cut right now, and just it's another typical day. This one's going to take 49 minutes to do. There's a bunch of little displays. Okay, and in a few moments I'll go and check the machine. Um, my setup here, I have some computers, some devices like laser cutters. Sometimes they're not really the software is not really designed for multitasking, and so sometimes when a laser cutter is engaged, you can't really use the software to control another machine. So what I do is to get around that, I have more than one computer. I have more than one computer set up for the software. So one laser cutter is using one particular software, the other laser cutter is using the same software but on a different computer. So I'm able to work with one and work with another at the same time. So I have lots of remote desktops. I have usually have 12 remote desktops working on this machine here, and that's at the most. Right now, at this moment, I have two set up, and I got three other computers sitting right here, right next to me. They're not on at the moment. Let me show you that. I have everything locked in place. So these computers here, I got three of them right next to the trash. The trash is kind of full. No, I'm not throwing away a his tank. It's just space, So I got my caliper and ruler here as well. But so that's the trash there. But I got computer here, computer here, computer here, and I got computers in the back behind me. These computers are left over from when my brother and I were experimenting with high performance clusters. And that's when you have several computers functioning as one, as if they are one machine. And so you get into things like parallel computing, things like that. So those are stuff that I used to do. And it's a lot of fun, but it's kind of tricky. And there is a version of Windows. Back then, it was called Windows HPC for high performance computing, and it basically allowed you to have like a master computer, and the rest were nodes. And All of it treated as one machine. So basically, it was a low cost way of making your own supercomputer at home, and the stuff does work. But the software is very limited because not every software is supported for stuff like that. And so these machines were left over from that. They were basically a bunch of machines, um, identical hardware, and but now hardware has moved on and they're kind of obsolete. And so I'm repurposing them for other types of software, and other types of tasks. Like, for example, this one, the second one here, repurposing this one for just doing 24 hours of webcasting. So these little bitty cameras that I showed last time, I want to set up this machine to just be a server just for these cameras, really, because they take computing power. And there's also other issues. For example, the graphics card that I use for my CAD work. It's a workstation card, and some of these other softwares out there use other graphics protocols and things, DirectX, things like that. And I have a feeling it's not compatible with my CAD program. So every so often, I'll get glitches and snow, like what happened the last time I was working with it. I got this rainbow colored snow all over the screen as I was finishing doing some CAD work. And I had to, I had the printers behind me. These were being, these were under a webcam just being shown. And I was doing work on another screen. And then I started to get like flickers on my screen. And then I got snow. But it was all rainbow colored pixelation. I was able to save the work and close and move over to the webcam stuff and terminate the live stream gracefully and shut down the machine, restart. But it's a workstation card, not a gaming card. And some of these other softwares out there use the more popular gaming type stuff, NVIDIA type cards and things. And but the CAD, a lot of times CAD software are not compatible to those type of cards. So I'm using basically I'm using a workstation with software that wants to use like gaming cards and things like that. And sometimes the protocols from one software is fighting against the protocols being displayed for the other software. So, long story, I need a dedicated machine just to do the webcasting like that. And so that's what I'm going to set up that machine for. The machine down at the very bottom, I don't know what to use this one yet. But they're all set up. I do need to upgrade the video card for this one and as well as the video card for this one. But it's older hardware, older RAM, older motherboards, but they are reliable. They weren't built for. At the time they were built, they were kind of state of the art, but they were built to be reliable. So when one machine was on, the other machines, would be on, and when they share information back and forth, I didn't want to have any glitches, any slowdown, or anything like that. So everything was built almost like identical, clone basically, and very reliable. Same memory, same motherboard, same just about everything. Same hard drive, same network card. So, but anyway, so I don't know what to use this one for. This one will be repurposed for a web casting machine. This one is the DioWarriors website right here. So, and I need to figure a way to get this machine working with my router. That's why the website DioWarriors.com is not live right now. It's offline. It exists, but I'm having an issue with the router. So, but when that issue gets resolved, I will be doing a number of things with the DioWarriors store and the DioWarriors website to kind of like share documents, things like that, especially PDFs, instruction instruction manuals, things like that. Well, okay. Well, that's enough introduction. I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and kind of. I don't have the CAD stuff going on right now. Um, One thing I do need to do is I need to go check the laser machine, and so hold on. Okay, the laser machine is going. I'm going to have to set up the other machine for cutting. So that little machine I'm using right now is a Flux BMO. It's a 30 watt laser, and it's cutting 3mm acrylics right now. And I'm going to set up the Glowforge to do another 2mm acrylic in just a moment. I got these little prints that I'm cleaning up as well. And so after I get the Glowforge going, I will switch gears to these Battlefield drones that I have on the store. I need to do two things with it. I need to print some parts, and I need to make like a checklist, because now it's getting to the point where I got too many items, and I'm beginning to, how would I say, need to have a structure set up so that other people can assemble, or even me, not assemble, sorry, other people can put together into what goes for shipping. So what goes into what bag, how many parts, basically a part list. And so I need to do that for myself as well as for others who, because one day I'll be just as large as Hasbro. Fingers crossed. And so when that day comes, I'm going to have to show people how to, what parts go into what item. I know I'm a very optimistic person, so. But 2020, a really crazy year. Hopefully, 2021, it can only get better. Hopefully, I can see the memes being considered right now. 2021. Oh yeah, hold my beer. That kind of thing. So okay, got these little things done. These items hold the magnets inside here, and they lock into place like that. So I need to start another one. I need to print 5 of those, and that's what I'll do on this machine here. Another reason why I want to get a dedicated webcasting type machine, I say webcasting, web broadcasting machine, for these little cameras, is that I don't want to have to be like having to turn on cameras, things like that, whenever I work with a printer. I just want to be able to just turn around and let everyone see, what I'm doing, and not have to worry about placement, where the cameras are, if the cameras are on, things like that. Just load up the software and go. So that's one thing. While that's doing that, checking. I got this printer here. These two right now at the moment are working on a VSS part. Um, I don't have a picture to show what this one is, but it's a support piece that fits underneath the engine room. And I need to print at least two of those. This is the first one. The second one, though, that second printer there is printing some of these. These are basically the top of a box, and the box will be laser cut, and this is where I will put VSS weapon systems on top. There's another part that goes on top of this that holds a turret. So it's a platform, and so weapons will be mounted on the turret. I have that other platform printed. I don't think it's in this room, but I have two types of turrets that I'm working on. This is a frame for one of them. This is another turret that you may have seen some months ago. So I brought it back. Nothing is glued, so I have my fingers holding. Ignore this part, okay? Ignore these parts right here, these Y-shaped things. That was an experiment for something else. But the idea of it is just the turret part. So this is going to be another little standard turret mounting piece that I'll be using for the VSS. And so I got two turret type things in the works for it. So yeah, I'm going for more of a realistic look on things. So things are going to be larger. Get a figure here so you get to see what I'm talking about. So you can imagine, a weapon system there, and a figure for scale. So give an idea to that. Let me go see if I can find the platform part that goes on top of this, and I'll show you how that looks. So here's the prototype that I printed a few months ago, and I was surprised because I had this on a chair that became my little table, and I started to put things on top of the chair, and of course, things kind of fell over, and it kind of crushed this with that other turret that was on it. So it's a little warped, but it's still doable. However, this is the top of the platform. So it's the structure for putting a turret underneath. It's going to have the turret parts. So this is the platform that goes around it and mounts on the frame. So yeah, it's a little warped, you can see, but it's still usable. So I'm going to use it for my VSS anyway. I probably just have to heat up a printer's build plate, like one of these printers, and then just put it on top, put some weight on it, and let the thing heat up, soften, and then quickly cool it, and it'll probably keep the new shape. So easy fix. I'm also going to switch to the comment section, and okay. So if y'all have comments or something, questions or something, just let me know. So anyways, this turret part is going to be used for different kinds of weapon systems. And As a prototype, I need several for mine, but they'll be available for other people to use for whatever, for their VSS, for their own projects, and I'll make these available on the store pretty soon. These are almost ready. I printed a fourth one there. So probably when I get to number 5, I will switch over to laser cut the boxes for it, and so you don't have a box underneath, for whatever equipment, things like that, different heights. I'm not going to go too realistic and do things like you see on a U.S. ship. They'll have weapon systems mounted on stuff, and some of those are pretty tall. But I'm not going to go that tall because space sometimes becomes a premium. So with that said, I'll put this back. I'll put it right here actually. So I need to also print something, print a cyberpunkish. I got stuff to clear out. Computer, turn on mini select 4.
Okay.
Okay. Got a small little chair being printed. I gotta print 2 of them. Let's see. I need to check out the order page. I need to print. Let's see. In black, some table legs. Let's see if I have any already. Yeah, I got some already, so I don't have to print these. Just got to clean them up. They got little stringies right here. Now I need to print 6 of the legs for the VSS bridge sets. I got to print actually 12 of them. But I got some already in black. So 1, 2, 3, right here. 4, 5. So I gotta print 1 more right now. Then I gotta clean them up. So let me put these away. Be right back. So, in terms of orders, this is basically what I do. I got these trays from IKEA, and every time I work on someone's order, I, put them into these type of trays. So, every order's got these trays, and so as I near completion, as I work with them, I put them into bags, And as I near completion, then I start putting them into the shipping box and get them ready to go. So I put this one right here, right on top of the trash, but it's table right now. But I need to print another one of those little bitty, what you call it, uh, legs for the VSS bridge set. So item is stuck. I got a bunch of these printed, these little acrylic holders. Okay. Computer, turn on mini select 1. Okay. VSS content. Okay. What I need to do here, I'm making I'm rebuilding the micro XD card with uh, with the files for the printers. Trying to keep track of everything. Sometimes I have to go through every so often and reprint. I'm not sorry. I have to go through often and rebuild the XD cards because sometimes I just add items to it, and then, as I was explaining last week, with so many printers, sometimes one printer is not doing anything, and so take I will try to print the file from one of the cards. I'll just take the card out from one printer and put into the other machine. Usually, like for example, if I need to print something in a particular plastic, let's say for example, I need to print a leg of a console in black, but the printer that has the black filament is not being used. So I'll take that card with that file, and then I'll just swap it with the printer that has black filament, print that leg, table leg, and then swap it back. But sometimes I'll lose track of what printer has what, and so every so often I got to rebuild the files in the card. What I got to do here is that's weird. Okay. Gotta get to vehicles. No, not vehicles. I need to get to change folders. Consoles. The latest version is version 7. Okay, I got to and I need to okay, there it is. Leg 4A. drive. Open a new window. Okay, so I need to move this one for A to here. Copy here. And move here. Okay, so that's good. I had one file in the wrong folder. So let's see. Take this. Print. Okay, once I get all of these orders out the way, then I will put some new items into the store, actually. So if you're waiting for new items, just wait a little bit longer. It won't be long once I get everything out. But I'm just trying to get things under control because it's like this, saying, well, uh, I just got a lot of stuff. I usually find it easier to design things. I mean, I can design stuff really, really fast using my particular CAD program, SolidWorks. And the downside of being able to design something really fast is that I can overwhelm myself with so many products, so many things that I can lose control. That did happen early on with the store, where I had some items that I was designing. I was designing one after the other, and when it came time to print them, the prints take long, and I ended up having much more designs that I could print. And people were wondering, where's this? Where's that? And long story short, I was getting overwhelmed. So I put everything in the store as sold out, and then I went back and I started to say, okay, I got these items, and I started to re-put things in the store again. And I got things under control, but I have to be careful not to overwhelm myself by having like 10,000 items up there for sale, and then trying to print them is just going to be a nightmare. So I got to grow with my ability to output. Well, the growth on that part is there, but I can't grow so fast that I can't keep pace with the output. So that's one reason why I enjoy working with the VSS, is because there's a lot of new ideas that I am developing. Not just what you see with beams and things and joicing and things like that, but there's new consoles, new background stuff that I have that I'm working on, and They will be ready. So what I like about working on the VSS is that it prevents me from moving too fast for my own good, and because a good practice would be to make sure that the design that is that you're going to print completely fits, completely works. It's not going to be too rushed, So so a lot of the stuff, I'm designing, I'm printing, but then before I go to printing, I make sure that that particular item works the way I intended it to work, and then it has future growth potential. Like if I need to add stuff to it, is there a way that I can add? So I don't have to like go back after it's printed, go back and make a change and then print it all over again, because that's just going to waste time. And so the VSS does help in basically disciplining myself not to rush getting things out the door to the printers. Now, what I do have an issue with the VSS right now is these parts here. Uh, the rails are a bit too short for what I need to do, and I am a little concerned that. Well, I'm not concerned about the design itself. It's just that I have the rails pushed further towards the front than I intended when I was doing the designs for them. So I'm thinking of pulling the rails back out a little bit, and but I need to come up with a way to kind of prevent the rails from going all the way forward in the future. So I'm just thinking things like that. It's not a big issue. Um, but I'm also at the same time, I'm kind of wondering, having the rails further out, how will that when I add weight, how will that impact the front part? It's going to do like a seesaw effect, and it will do that. So I got things to counteract that. But so I'm thinking about that anyway, going back and forth. So I got to print another one of these right here. It's a support item that goes underneath the engine room on that VSS. I got to print two, at least two. Is it two? Let me check real fast. Let's see. Got to go to thumbnail section here. Got to load up the CAD program. Yeah, I just got to load up the CAD program and kind of wait. Wait for it to load up. Okay, got the splash screen. Okay, here comes. Let's see, I need to load up this file. I guess I could share the screen on this, so that way it's not just looking at me all the time. So let me go share screen. Let me go application window, SolidWorks, share. So here's SolidWorks in action. And it's loading up that file. Let me go back to it. So yeah, right now I'm printing this right here in blue. got to print at least 2 of them. One here, one here. But I may have to print the 3rd one for the middle. So these items are for support, really. So this is how it looks attached, and might be a little bit difficult to see the differences, but there is a gap in between this piece here and this in blue, and this is for support. This is support. Obviously, this is support. So I also need to design some other parts that go inside, where all of this kind of golden brown looking pieces here. I need to design some pieces like this here for support, because there's going to be a lot of weight that's going to be applied to the back of this, and the rails are going to be supporting everything from the sides, and then things in the middle is going to be supporting that as well. It should work. These parts here are very, very strong, and so I got 4 of those. So these are thinner, but they're designed to be just enough to help keep things aligned, mostly, not for extreme weight. Yeah, these are designed for extreme weight, really. I mean, they're very, very, very strong, and of course, having four of them, distributes their loads all around. So one doesn't have to take up the brunt of the work, of the weight, really. Here's a gap. Gotta figure this one. So what I need to do right now also, let me close this and let me load up the other file, which is much more impressive. So let's see. Let me do it like this. This one. Okay. This one will take about a minute or so to open, I think. I just had it open earlier today. "43 seconds to open so far. Still going." It's these are not small files at all. Rebuild the document. Yeah, these are not small files at all. These are quite large, and they have lots of detail. So it took 1 minute, 5 seconds to open. This is the newest part that I printed just over the weekend. Just 2 of them. It's for a future expansion on this. I'm going to be putting piping and things to control the wires that go to the light bulbs here. So this is going to be a part that's going to hold the piping and things that's going to have the wires. So I'm going to try not to show wires. I'm going to try to show like some piping and things like that going to the engine. And so this is the start for it. So anyway, I'm not sure about this piece here. This might be like a control console of some sort, but I'm not sure. This is part of the warp core section. Let me just put the warp core back in. Show components. This is not quite how the warp core is going to look. This was a simple mock-up, by the way, but it gives you an idea of where the warp core would be. Inside between the engine. What's interesting here is this part here, this ring. Not this part, but this part. This ring is it's going to take more than a day to print. Got two of them, so I'm thinking maybe during Christmas or something, maybe I can set them up and just go. Maybe I could have like a live broadcast of the thing printing. It's like it's going to take like a day and 10 hours. So that's going to be fun to see two machines going side by side and see how that works out. How it looks underneath. So right now, in terms of the build for the VSS, I got this structure on top done. This one also. I have these small individual pieces here printed. What I need to do for the top is design the cover that I can just simply remove by lifting. So I'm kind of working on that. That part is not my priority at the moment. I still need to laser cut the walls here. That's going to be next, my next priority. I need to design some greebles. That's going to go on all of these parts. You see, part of the greeble idea is being formed right there in blue. I need to print this all along here. I need to print a greeble section all along on both sides, top and bottom. Here's part of a greeble idea going on right there. But I printed this one small because I wanted the smaller printers to do it, but the quality did not come out too well. So I'm going to have larger printers print these. Kind of working on greeble ideas on the inside as well. This is just a skeleton idea. Each piece inside the wall is going to have greebles. I'm going to try to make them kind of unique so I don't just duplicate. If you're curious about how the rest of the structure looks with the VSS, let me load up. Go ahead and save this. Let me load up Deck 4 that has more details about this, and I'll show you. The next big item that I'm getting ready to print. Don't know how many hours it'll take, but I will need to print several of them. So I'll close this. And let me go to the previous folder, go to Deck 4. And I want to say Deck 4 engine, I think. Yeah. So this one will show the engine room with how it connects to the VSS itself. Just waiting for it to load. Almost done. 467 components for this file. Okay. Rebuild, yes. Okay, come on. Okay, so this is deck 4. I'll show you the whole thing. Deck 4 will have launch tubes, both sides, you know, and it got the watertight doors, you know, being looked. This is just for comparison. I was looking at these bulkheads and kind of determining which bulkhead would work best, but I haven't determined that yet. These are very strong bulkheads here. This is one big bulkhead. So I am working on that one right now, getting it ready to be printed. I don't know how long it'll take, but this is the next step to print, to get the VSS moving beyond the engine room. I need to print several strong bulkheads like this, and I need to have them in various places. Some of them are only going to be half of what you see here. So where you see these little placements of these things, that's where that type of bulkhead is going to go. And these bulkheads will be supporting the ceiling. So the engine area attaches to the inside of the VSS, which is all this structure here. These are some greebles. Both sides have them. They have been printed and they are in the machine. They are in the VSS right now. So they're both sides. It actually came out pretty good. So I have other greebles that I want to put. Example. Greeble here. But I want to put this like over here on this wall. It's just that I am not quite sure yet how it will look with this bulkhead covering a lot of this greeble. Plus I have this area here that I want to make use of as well. So there are some parts that I'm not quite sure yet. So it's one reason why I need to get that bulkhead printed, so physically I can move around and see. But in any case, I need to do greebles for the rear wall back here. That's going to be the final step with the engine room. And once I do greebles for there, I'll be able to apply those same greebles on the other side of the walls and such. And then finally be able to break out of the engine room and go to the rest of the VSS. So let me go ahead and just save that. And let's see, I need to prepare the next laser cut. So I'll be right back. Okay. What I need to do right now is send a laser cut to the Glowforge laser cutter. And so let's see. Let me do that real fast. It uses a browser for that, and I'll get started in just a moment. Let's see. Maybe type in the address. Okay. A Glowforge laser cutter is a pretty good machine. I personally like the Flux laser cutters, the Beambox and the Beamo, mostly because I don't need to rely on internet like I have to have with the Glowforge. Let me load up another item here. Let's see. So I need to work on version 2. I need to work on bulkheads. So this is the bulkhead I need to kind of prepare. And okay, now let me switch over to let me switch over to Glowforge. 3mm. Submit. Speed 100% power. Okay, and I send this to Glowforge to print. So switching back to this, what I need to do here is that this is going to be printed flat like that, and I just need to make sure that certain parts are not going to have a problem printing in the air, like these areas here. So I need to put like something to kind of support. If not, it's going to be printing in the air. You can see it's like the letter T. It needs to have support. At the same time, I don't want this thing to be sticking too hard on the build plate, so I need to like modify the bottom of this a little bit. One easy way that I'm going to kind of cheat and do is just do an offset. And then just do an offset like this. Features extruded base. Up to surface, this. So that's how it looks there. And what I need to do here really is just make a couple of items that resemble, you know, what I just did there. A small little extrusion that, you know, that just supports this this area. So anyway, the reason why I'm doing all of this is because when the thing prints flat, okay, sometimes it's very difficult to remove a part from the printer. So it gets even harder when there's a lot of material that's been printed flat on the build plate. You know, it's designed to stick well to the build plate, so when you go to remove it, it doesn't want to remove easily. So what I do sometimes is put these little cuts, like you see here, that's kind of raised off the build plate a little bit, just enough so when I put a knife or something to try to lift the item off the plate, it's only going to have a small area of resistance, this area, and, you know, little areas like that. And so it's not too much surface area that's going to be resisting. So anyway, like I said, you know, today I'm doing a lot of different work type stuff. I'm jumping around. I'm doing lots of things at the same time. So just letting you know, this is how today is going to be. Also, going back to the very beginning, the topic that I was that I started off with at the beginning of this live stream, talking about the VSS and about new items coming for it. It's so right now I don't want to say I'm bogged down because I'm not, but in a certain way I am kind of bogged down, working on the engine part, you know, from trying to get all of this stuff working just right, you know, designed just right. And that's kind of keeping me from other parts on the VSS. But the thing is that it's not going to always, I'm not going to always be bogged down with it. And I'll get to the point where I will eventually have to work outside of the engine room, and that's going to open up things that other people are going to like for their own VSS or for their GI Joe headquarters or their flag or a Terradrome or something. The greebles that I'm going to be working on, could be applied to those other items, those other playsets. Plus, there's going to be furniture items. I say furniture, but you know what they are. They're going to be chairs and tables, yeah, but there will be conference tables. There will be computer consoles, different kinds of computer consoles, different kinds of monitors.
Monster energy drink and energy drink or energy drink.
Computer, stop. Hmm. I've got to mute right now. So, yeah, so there will be different items set up, and they will come. It's just that once I get to those parts, yeah, I'll have new stuff for everybody. I'm just making another bracing part here. I love using the offset tool. What happened? I don't have a piece there. Okay. This is just enough to give the thing some strength and be friendly when I try to lift it up off the build plate. Probably will do another V-shaped thing in this direction here. So, who's a fan of the McRib from McDonald's? Me. um, yeah, I'm thinking about McRib again. Uh, that reminds me, I need to start the second print on something. Let me let me go check the laser cutters. Yeah, I'm glad I checked. Got to restart. Uh, so Glowforge does have a pause. You press the button again. It's got a button to start, and pressing the button a second time will pause the print or the cut. So I didn't know that. Maybe that's a new feature. I don't know. Okay. Computer, turn on MIDI Select 2.
Okay.
The bad thing about the Glowforge is that whenever you do anything, it wants to use the internet for something. So, for example, like right now, I'm waiting for the machine. And this is what I don't like about the Glowforge, is that you have to use the internet all the time. So even though the machine is just right there in the next room, it's got to send all of its content to some place out in Washington State. And then I have to twiddle my thumbs and wait because, it's up to congestion on their server. And, and there's been times where their machines, their servers are just too congested, and you end up having timeouts. And sometimes those timeouts are not just 5 minutes, sometimes they can last longer. So as soon as the machine turns on, it wants to check in to Washington State. You upload a file, it wants to upload it to Washington State. What I'm trying to say is you could be located in the UK and it still has to go, bounce off some satellite somewhere to some remote server. And, all that takes time. And it's not necessarily reliable. And so anyways, okay, so now I have control again. So to the procedure for sending something in Glowforge to begin laser cutting, you put your design, it goes to their server, comes back, and then you're able to lay out the design, and then you press the command to send it for printing. What that will do basically is just send it off to the remote server. It does processing, comes back, and then you're able to see how long it takes. In this case, 33 minutes. Then you have to go physically to go press the button. So I'll be right back. And what I like about the Flux's Beambox or BMO is that when you want to print something, it's all laser cut something, it's all local. So all you have to do is not even use the internet. And just as long as it's connected to your network, you can send a file to it. And it uses either Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable. I have those connected to Ethernet, so I don't rely on Wi-Fi for those. So things are faster. And so I don't even have to have internet on. Just as long as it can access my own local network, everything is fine. So it's faster. It does its own processing. The software does its own processing on your own computer, things like that. So it doesn't have to bounce a signal off of any one server. So in that sense, it's reliable. Print. Oh, I don't know what these do. I need to take a look at what you call it. I need to go under vehicles. Take a look at the battlefield sentry drone thing. My own little version of TechRap. Modern land unmanned TechRap. It's not version 5. What version is this? No. Version 4? No. Maybe it's version 3. Yeah, maybe so. Okay, now I need to take a look at. I need to find what it's called. Uh, that's what it's called. So, chassis guard or chassis guard. If you want to see how this looks, just for fun, I'm not going to save it, but just for fun. So this is how this looks. I do think the weapon system on this looks pretty good for something for the VSS as well. Or even other devices, other things. What I need to do here is find that file. See, I need to print this one, that file. That is chassis guard here. You can't really see anything, but uh, anyway, let me get back to it. STL. What do I call it? I know chassis guard, but when I go to print it, chassis guard one. Chassis guard one, yeah. So I gotta look at that real fast. Okay, so let me I'm printing this right now, and let me get what I can do. I can for fun. Let me show you an exploded view. Let me switch over to this bulkhead, and if I have any changes, okay, I'll just continue with this one later. And what I'm trying to work on right now is just print this. Let me show you. Maybe let's see. It's been a while since I've had to do anything with exploded view, so I think I need to do insert exploded view. Um, Let me just try grabbing these items here. Okay, I think I need to click done. The process on this is a little bit different than older versions of the software. I think I need to select this here, move this down. Maybe I go, can I control Z? Yeah. Let me select more. Uh, mm, it's selecting more than I want. Let me change the view. I just did the tracks only. Oh well. Okay. Anyway, this is just for fun, so maybe I got everything. Uh, Control Z. Watch. I'll do it like this. Okay. So there goes. I forgot that part. So here, take done. Let's move this one out the way so you can see this too. What's underneath? So there's the turret part. Let's see. These little pegs. Treating it as an assembly. So let's see. So this is the part that I need to print right now. So gives you an idea of how many parts it makes this item. And of course, there's some more pieces. I'm just not exploding everything. So I need to print this one right now. Okay, so that one is called chassis one. So I gotta look at the SPL. There it is. Okay, another one of these things is finished printing. So I got one more to do. Okay. So, anyways, let's see. Let me go back and take a look. If there's any comments. Okay, so let me go back to it now. So what I am thinking about doing is printing some small turrets, just from this point from here on up. About this piece down there too, and mostly that it does have quite a bit of potential, for something for like for the VSS or some other item. So let me go ahead and undo everything. There it goes. I need to also come up with. I'm currently working on another version of this, different tracks, um, a larger version, not too large, but just a little bit larger, and yes. But I do like the way the weapon tends to look. Tends prints really well as well. Um, it's nice to have some missiles able to launch. So anyway, um, how it looks underneath. Maybe it can make it look a little bit more complicated. Uh, Smooth. Just a line drawing, slightly see-through. Lots of stuff. Or like that. Maybe it looks better like this. This setting here depends on the type of material, and since I'm just using like plain plastic, it's not going to show up as anything fancy. Perspective, so a little bit more true to perspective. So anyway, I don't want to save this because it's in a older format just for viewing. I don't want to just save it just for that. So here's an older one of the pack rats that I was doing. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. This one actually took longer to print than the other one, and I never really became happy with how the turret on this looked. But a thought just occurred to me: how does that the other one's turret might look on this? I'll have to make like some sort of adapter, but maybe it'll look better. The advantage of this one is that it has room to carry more items. I can put something here in front. I can design this rear extension for the front as well, so you could have two places to carry stuff. Um, this type of top part on the turret, it's wide enough for a figure to stand on it, and maybe even have something else, like for example, a spotlight, and or some other item. Yeah, I'll bring this one back and take a look. It prints longer, but there are some nice potential for it. Yeah, I'll go back and take a look at this and bring it back. Let's see. Let me see. Let me go back to what was version 1. That was version 2. Let me quickly see what version 1 is. This is interesting. This was my first attempt. So this was my first attempt. You know, the body part has some potential even now. The idea of having it with wheels, yeah, it has some potential. But where I stopped was basically this area here. Um, the idea was, something that the vehicle can adjust I guess, the suspension, I suppose, and I never really got around to doing a turret part for it. And after a while, I was kind of tired of kind of thinking about it. But I did see a picture a long time ago on Google where it did show a couple of like four-wheel vehicles that were drones, and so they were kind of like drone armored cars. And so that kind of led me to think about doing my own something like this. So it's just an idea that I did back then. Don't save. Yeah, this is kind of where I left off. Actually, I think I got more done than this, but working on this one. Uh, I need to cancel. This may have some errors as I load things. Okay, so but I need to cancel this print. It's making a mistake. Yeah, it was printing a mistake. Uh, 17. Okay. Yeah, this one has errors on it. It's I would ignore these errors. It's just that there's a lot. It may not allow. Yeah, it's going to suppress those items with the errors. So there's going to be missing pieces on this one. Eh. Yeah, a lot of the stuff's missing. So yeah, this was mech uh, that I have. Yeah, you can see all these errors here. Hmm. But I, I'm not really doing anything with this particular mech anymore. I want to bring it back, but not through 3D printing. It's just too many pieces that need to be printed precisely, and it's just too many pieces, really. Yeah. So I'm going to close this and not save. Don't save. But I did see something interesting. So I'm taking a look at the weapons. So here's under lasers. Let me bring that up. So this was an older idea. Now I'm going to work on this one. I kind of like the way it looks. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this one back. I do like the way it looks. See what's another one. I don't think I ever finished this one. It was an idea for a gauze weapon. No, I think is that as far as I got? Maybe. Yeah, that was as far as I got. Okay, let me this one says projectile. So let's see what this one was. With some hydraulics. You know. So all this was just placement. You know. You know, put it around. You can see where parts need to get adjusted and things like that. So this one was going to be, was going to, it's got potential. I suppose this is areas where sensors would have gone. Let's see, I'm going to back out of this and take a look at another one. Don't save. Don't save. Let's see, I have, so here's some other weapons. I'm going to say it's cannon. What is cannon? Uh, it's like a howitzer-like cannon. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. So here was an idea I was working on. I guess it's still kind of doable. I will probably change the back part. I was trying to reuse an existing structure for one of the weapons that I have, and then just simply add a different barrel. This part here doesn't look too bad. I guess change this to perspective. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Let's see. Let me look for another one. These look like. Oh, this is not complete. Missile. So here's a missile turret I was working on. It actually got completed, and it actually looked pretty good. This is, yeah, it actually looked pretty good. Um, so this could open. Well, the whole thing can pivot. Uh, I guess I don't. I guess this was from a different file, right? Yeah, this is from a different file. I would have to go to this file and open close to show that. I got missiles. Oh, missiles are in the other file. Let me go to that other file then. Don't save. Don't save. So this would open close. It's actually not a bad one for the VSS, really. So the missiles look good. Come on, missiles, go. I guess I have them in. So suppress that. Should be able to grab it now. Yeah. Not a bad looking missile. It actually prints pretty good. Yeah, I should see about printing the missile. Maybe people will like it. Tempted to do it right now. Oh, let me check. Let me check a print. Yeah. Okay, I gotta print another thing. Before I print any missiles, I gotta print this again. One more. Let's see. Yeah, so getting back to this. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and print this missile. It should be fun. It should be a fun little prop. So, the process of that, let me bring up the missile. Here's a missile version 1. Actually, what I should do is save this missile as a new missile, in this new version of the program. Always keep the current, Let's see, material not specified. I could leave the material alone. File. Let's see. Where should I put it? Well, I think I'm just gonna let me. I'll just go ahead and save it as is. File, save as. Save, copy, continue, save and open, save as. Let's see. I'll work with this a little bit later. Let's see. Here, that's STL. Save. Okay, and I'll see about printing this in a little bit. Don't save. Let's see what else I can show you. This says platform. What is platform? Oh, I kind of remember I was doing a special version of a mech. It got some interesting consoles. Little radar thing. I'll bring this one up. This is old stuff. So this is not like up to modern standards on printing. This is old stuff. I'm almost embarrassed to show it. Yeah, so had to start at some point. Let's see. That's on the turret. This is let me back out, go to another version, let's say version 2. Okay, let's try this file and see if there if it let's try this file and see if it loads everything without error or missing parts. So it's going to have some missing parts. Stuff to do with the hydraulic cylinders. I guess there's missing parts from that. So here's one of the early mechs that I was working on. Would people really want it if I were to bring this back again? Let's see. Yep. Yep. So I don't have that thing set right. Look at that. The turret, is a nice turret. Really, it looks good. It's a good size to a figure. Uh, the rest of the body, it's not bad. Reason why I didn't really do anything to produce it for everyone is it's a lot of weight. To do this right, the articulated parts need to be ratcheted at least. So I've designed a ratcheting looking um, part, and it does work. But to get it printed in a nice flexible material, that would be best. And that's the only real holdback on this thing is just that. So let's see what else I got. That's under turrets. Let's go to version 3. Version 3 is not complete. Version 4. This is interesting. I was just trying a different shape on the legs. Let me close the other file that's open as well. It's almost like a spider, this next one. So this one I was just working with the idea of extending the legs out more. And of course adding some more legs. Uh, so this is a ratcheting um, articulated point now. I was using like hexagons for the ratcheting effect. It actually does work. Where I left off was doing some real world testing to see how it performs over time. Through a lot of use. If it would, if I move the legs, would the legs stay there, and I put weight on it, you know, that kind of thing. So does this one. Don't save. Let's see. I don't think I completed this last one. I do. This is under mini mix. I went through many versions, tried to optimize stuff. Let's see how this one looks. Oh, excuse me. Actually, I may just do the turret to just make it available for the VSS. So this one, I do admit, the turret does look nice with the missiles on the sides. But, yeah. There was a drawback I was working on. Was the last thing was it doesn't have much of a arc on turning, lifting up without impacting. Things started to impact here at this point. So I was thinking, a workaround is either to eliminate this or to put it on top. And this was for added playability, such as using some sort of sci-fi type E cells for power, or you could put hoses and things like that. But it's not essential. You can always move this on the top or eliminate it completely. And one reason why I stopped with this was like the early version of this missile pod, is that it had no missiles. and I wanted to go back to print the missiles separately so they can come out. But the missiles will be like really small diameter, so it's like, okay, well, that's not going to be real practical. Print them, but it'll be breakable. So I was thinking, would people even like the missile pods with the missiles already in there and you can't remove them? That's what I eventually ended up doing. But in terms of looks, it's not bad. Maybe I can make a version of the missile pods where the missile pod is actually a little bit longer. But yeah, I do need to return to this and use it because I do like the way it looks. This was also a better. I was experimenting with printing and assembling the leg component, because really the most difficult part of building this is putting the hydraulic piece in between these two things. So I was thinking, if I can make that process easier, then it'll be easier to assemble. And so this is version 6 of it. It actually worked pretty well, if I remember correctly, anyway. But I don't think there was a way to. I gotta look at that. I think this just slid in, and then I guess you would have to glue it to the back here. Um, I'm just trying to see how to illustrate the turning. Here, look at that. We. But this does have promise. That's one thing. This one did have promise. What I just need to know is why this cylinder part does turn. Does pivot. But I was just wondering how come, like, when I'm moving this around, I don't see much change in the angle on that. Okay, there it goes. Look at that. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so that's good. um, Excuse yeah, some prints finished. Let me see. Yeah. When you start the next prints. Okay. And this one's also done. Okay. I also need to. Yeah, let me show you. I have that thing, that mech there printed. Move this out the way. And let me also go check the lasers. need to start that Glowforge again. It didn't cut all the way through. Let's see, where is Glowforge? Okay, print. Okay, I also need to start the other laser. I need to go to a different computer. Hello.
Hello. Did you know there are almost 18 million birthdays every day? That's a lot of candles. For a birthday soiree, just ask, who was born on this day?
Um, I need to print this. Copy the path. Software is loading again. No, don't want to check for update. Later. Okay. I need to go File, Open, paste the path. These rings. Let's see. Let me zoom out. Camera preview. Okay, I can. Okay, let's see. Let's go check the settings real fast. Go export. Okay, so I'm gonna get this one going. And then I'll have to go and press the button on the Glowforge. So that's the other reason that I like about the flux laser cutters is that I can start laser printing, laser cutting from here. Like right now, I'm about to say start, and it starts the machine over there. But with the Glowforge, I need to go and press the button physically. So I'll be right back. That thing's finished printing. Take that out. Let me see. Okay. Oh, why? Let's see. I need to do. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about the turret right now. Okay, I'm going to prepare it, but let me prepare something first. Something else first. Uh, where is it? I need to come over. I need to bring up another File Explorer window, and I need to go to my network. Okay. I need to go to props, weapons, 118 scale, weapon systems. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Phalanx version 3. I think version 1. 2020. 78 platforms. Okay, let me bring up this one real fast. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Platform plate. I need to prepare this one for printing real fast. And okay, I just need to verify. Uh, okay, it looks good. Um, put it under STL, platform plate, copy, file, save as. STL. Okay. I'll get started with this one just a bit. Yeah. Okay, what I need to do here at the moment, I need to make sure that I have that other file ready for printing. So let me copy. Loading the slicer software. This one always takes time. Still loading. So, anyways, thinking about that turret. And what I'm thinking about doing with it is actually lifting this one from here on up. So yeah, I am going to do something with it. So that's version 6. I got to return to version 6 in just a moment then. Here's another. Looking for the file to load up. A lot of picture files. Okay, let's try this. So there will be some missing spots. Rebuild. Okay, I need to change this back down to 15% infill. 175, that's good. Skirts, cubic. Okay, I'm preparing the print right now. Okay, I'm going to slice it. Copy. This will take 4 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and start it now. And file, save as. Yes. Okay, I can now close this. Okay, so from here, this out. Yeah. Okay. Open a new window. Box A top. Delete. Yes. Platform plate. Copy here. Okay. Take that out. Yeah. Sorry about that. I was just trying to turn this into in an area, but you know. So yeah. So anyway, this is a steampunk style mech with a revolver cannon. Such a thing did exist. It was not successful though. Didn't get out of the experimental stage. And maybe just rotate this on the other side. So it has shells in there. But it looks good as part of a steampunk theme, you know. The reason why this cannon didn't work in real life is because the when one shell, you know, was shot, the vibrations was enough to set off the other ones. So, you know, they never figured out how to resolve that. Battery stuff. electrical. The idea, this, I still have to kind of work on some of this because what I have printed and what I have designed is I don't quite like the way it looks. So I have to work things out. But the idea was using steam. So down here will be like the boiler, and this will be like the water tanks. And there was a part to come out here that would connect to another piece that would be for like for the exhaust, the smokestack, things like that. Lots of gears, and of course the physical model of it has hoses coming out, um, a lot of detail. So like that. Uh, Sometimes it's difficult to control it. Yeah. So, but it does stand very well. It is kind of strong actually. Using an I beam for the legs, basically. The old style machine guns. You can imagine someone, some with a strong British, French, or German accent talk about an electronic eye and things like that. A figure doesn't fit in it, but you do have to have access to early electronics on the inside. An Enigma machine type thing, an ENIAC type computer. Let's see, what else I got? I'm going to switch to another. Yes. Uh, let's see. Go back to Glowforge. Glowforge finished. I gotta check that. Okay, let me get back to this. What's another one I got? So that was a steampunk mech. There's a lot of pieces. That was only version 1 as well. See, I got version 2. What do I have there? I got nothing there. I guess I was setting up for version 2. Let's see. Battle mechs. Light mechs. Well, I'm going to have to. Let me see. I'm getting messages that I need to run. Hey, Jane. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm going to have to. Oh, No, not yet. I don't have to leave yet. Good, good, good. Okay, I was going to end the broadcast. I got to start the next print, so let me put this in. Oh, so that piece also finished. Let's take a look at that. Let me switch over to. So let's switch and take a look at this. Let's see how this came out. This is the part that's tricky. Oh. Oh. Okay, I'm going to have to start this a second print on this one for the second one. So this is how this one came out. It's actually not a bad print. It's pretty smooth. Yeah, there are some little things, but it's minor. Uh, Maybe if I get out the picture, it'll focus better. But it's a pretty good print, really. So it fits upside down. Hold on for a second. I gotta deal with this real fast. Oh, okay, it's gonna do its thing. So nothing on this is glued. Oh, now I gotta. Well, no, not yet. Yeah, I do. Hold on. Okay. Go slower. Yeah, so nothing on this is glued, and so I don't want to flip it upside down because it won't, nothing's glued. So in terms of how that attaches, this piece will attach right about here. Yeah, right about there, like that. And so I need another one here, on this side, and quite possibly one in the middle. And all it is just to add a little bit of stability. These pieces are quite strong as they are, so I don't need to brace those up. There are going to be pieces in between, right? Some larger piece in between on both sides. So that's going to add some strength. And so, in terms of this will be this is a saggy a little bit, but this will be up here. and the next one over here, and quite possibly one in the middle. Would it be right here? Actually, I'm thinking maybe it'd be more. No, it is. It is right here. Yeah, yeah, it's right there. Good, good. So it's coming along. I need to start again with the second one. Now I need to check this one. Ah, this is bad. Stop. Why is it bad? It didn't stick. So go back to print this one. So I'm going to print that one a little bit closer to the build plate. Hopefully it'll it'll stick, but because basically the closer you have the nozzle to the build plate, it mushes the plastic to the build plate. So hopefully it'll be enough to get the thing to stick, but not super stick. I'm going to start this one too. Then I'll get back to that. Okay, go slower. And I don't hear any activity with the laser cutters. This one needs to go slower also. So what it is doing right now is printing what's called a skirt, which is basically an outline of the shape. And I am using this skirt to kind of judge how close the print is. What I'm doing right now, that one's too close, so I'm lifting it just a little bit. Don't quite know if it's too close right now, but fingers crossed on that. This one might be okay now. I think this side is lower, this side is higher. Yeah, so look at that. Okay, hopefully it'll be okay. Okay, and I gotta start the laser right now. Oh, and that print finished. So okay. So laser cut another acrylic sheet thing. So that's going to apply to this guy's order. And got the laser cutter going. I got the Glowforge going again. I got to change the file and everything. Now I gotta remember where I put that file. Right next. Okay, I remember. And go create, upload from file. Now that's video work. Let me just go to the network. Themes, VSS, assembly plans, VSS 002, SolidWorks version 2. Under engine, Affinity Designer, Glowforge, and look for today's date. Rear wall A1-1. Okay. Open. Oh, this is a big one. Material 2 millimeters thick. Settings. Two millimeters. I just need to see. It's a black piece of plastic on a black background. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay. Since one thing about the Glowforge is not as accurate as many other laser cutters. So let me just do a quick little maybe just go real fast. Instead of the normal cuts, let's say 500 at 25, just one. I just need to mark it and see how fast this will be. I mean, I just need to mark it and see how it cuts, where it's going to cut. Because, okay, the Glowforge has a nice, convenient camera under the lid. So it takes a snapshot of everything, so you can kind of see where where your physical material is, and then you can overlay that with the outline of the file that you're working with, so you can kind of lay things out. And that's good and fine, but it's a fisheye lens. But to make it look like it's not a fisheye lens, make everything look like it's flat, they do some complicated math, to kind of lay things flat. And so it's going to take 19 minutes, 19 seconds. Actually. So the problem is that the camera is accurate, dead center, but the further towards the edges you go, the less accurate the camera becomes. So, like, here's the end of the material, and your outline is going to, if let's say your outline is showing right there, but in reality, it's going to cut further in. It's not going to be very accurate the further out you go. So I'm working with very little material here. It's a big piece, and it's going to, I'm kind of concerned that I'm going to not cut on the material everywhere. There's going to be parts that the laser is going to overshoot, I think. Okay. I guess my guessing was good. So now I'm going to increase the power and decrease the speed. So and do it 3 times. So the thing is with lasers, the faster the laser travels over the material, it doesn't have that much time to cut, or to do anything. So speed plays a role. The faster it goes, the less time it's over an area, so the less it's going to cut. So so the other thing is the intensity of the beam, and so it's you could have a very weak beam or a very strong beam. So it becomes a balance between speed and power. So when you want to cut, like certain materials, or if you just want to slightly engrave things like that, it depends on speed and power. You know, especially with wood. Um, the longer you linger over an area, the more it's going to scorch the wood. If you want to do nice dark pieces of wood, that's good. If you don't want to have any scorching marks, well, that's not good. Um, so it's a play between those two. It depends on what type of effect you want. In this case, I just want to cut through ABS plastic. And I'm going to just do 5 minutes of this, and then I gotta call it quits. Um, uh, okay, well, thank you everyone for watching. I guess I'm going to start wrapping it all up. And let's see what else I got to show before I close for now. It's under light mechs, autonomous mechs, Joe vehicle alterations. This is unmanned, manned. I don't really have anything under on. Oh gosh, it's what do I have under aerial? Oh, yeah, I could show the latest that's going on with my stiletto piece. So let me go ahead and close this. No, don't say. And let me bring up this where I left off, and you all can see it. So this is my version of an upgraded stiletto. And it's going to be made mostly for the VSS, so I don't have to go out and buy actual stilettos. I could just 3D print my own. So that's one. So I'm not trying to recreate a Cobra stiletto, and so I'm trying to create something a little bit more unique, and something that would be easy to 3D print, something that's intended for just being in space and not for atmospheric missions. This is basically how it looks on the inside right now. Um, I've been kind of working on the cockpit area. That's why you see different colors, to help see how things look. And there will be no landing gear. There will be. I still have to work on the bottom part of this to make it kind of not look too boxy. It will be suspended by this, kind of like a hook, in one of the launch tubes for the VSS. So something like that. Should be easy to 3D print. It probably will 3D print standing up, but we'll see. Well, with that said, I need to get going. I gotta run an errand. No, don't want to say. Don't say. And I'm just waiting for the laser to finish, because I never leave things like that running by themselves. It's just too risky. It's a laser. It can make a flame. So I never leave it. Never leave it like that. I need to also hey, it's finishing. Okay. Well, folks, thanks. Thanks for being here and watching. Yeah, it may not be so exciting on stuff. I mean, I'm not talking about movies or TV shows and things like that. I would love to. Instead, I'm just doing, just doing the work that I do each day. So, um, so a lot of it is not glamorous. It's not like, oh well, but it is fun, and so I really am glad, and when when well, really am glad to be able to share all of this stuff with you, because why wait for a convention for any of that? You do it now. So with that said, I got a few other prints going. I think they are okay. They're almost finished. I could even kind of time it and then turn it off. I think I need to set up another security camera so I can monitor things from when I'm out. So okay, the laser just stopped, and I'm going to go ahead and end this live broadcast. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Take care.